Hello, welcome or welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Erin, and this is like just a little vlog. This one in particular is just going to cover a wide variety of crafts. Mostly I do knitting vlogs, but the season has been inspiring and I've been doing various other crafts this month. So I'm gonna be sharing a little bit of everything. And there's a lot. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a video, so there's quite a lot I have to update about. So it's gonna be, just prepare yourself for a longer video. Because there's a lot I want to share, I have been just like keeping notes. And I thought maybe I'll start with a little journal notebook tour. It's very brief, but I feel like I've been using, so I got the Paper Republic Voyager in the pocketbook size. It's the smallest one. And I've been using this since last September, just beginning of October. And I feel like I've finally kind of figured out a system that works for me. So I thought I'd share. First, I got the olive green one with my name. I have updated the cords that are in here, so I got some different colors. And I have this little pine cone charm that my mom got me a necklace a long time ago with this charm on it. And the band, whatever, broke, but I really loved the little pine cone, so I had saved it to use for something. Then at one point I had a dress that the button broke on, so I used it in place of that. The dress no longer fit me, so I cut this back off, and it fits perfectly with this little notebook, so I'm happy that I found a use for it. I have the credit card holder that it comes with if you buy there's like a pack you can get. I got the artist set that has like a drawing, like a sketchbook. It comes with the card holder and then the leather outside. I have like these sticky notes that came from a planner that I used once that I just have saved in here because I didn't use them all for the planner, and I like to have them to mark pages. I just started using this. I usually have a larger monthly and weekly planner that I use all the time, but it's too large to carry with me, so I started using this one. You'll see I have so many things every single day, but it's been really nice to have this with me, so that I can mark like things I have going on. If I need to make plans and I'm out, it's just been really convenient to have like a monthly planner. This I just got on Etsy. I think eventually I would like to find one that's a little bigger like that, because this is a little smaller than the book. It doesn't quite fit, so Paper Republic was out. They do sell one, but they've been out of stock. And they are a little bit pricey, so when I can find an alternative that just fits in this notebook, then I've been doing that. So that's my monthly planner. And then behind that, I have, this is more of like my daily guide, I guess. So like grocery lists, things I have going on daily, my list for work. So I've been doing like monthly major plans that are happening. This notebook is just like to-do lists. I pretty much, like at the beginning of the week, I'll kind of start a guide of like what I need to do, what days. And then the back page, I have stickers. Again, I found these on Etsy, just like little notebook stickers. There was a pack of, I had to cut them in half because they didn't fit in this pocket. but tiny stars. And then, sorry, I also did get these little strawberries, which I think are super cute. So whether it's to mark my calendar or mark something in my like to-do list book, I have those there. I also have a grid, like dotted grid journal for my knitting notes. I did have another bound notebook for knitting, which I enjoyed using, but I feel like I like having more control over how many pages I'm using and what notes I'm taking, and also the ability to keep it with me. So like having something this small just to have everything I need has been really, really wonderful. So like these are all of my notes on my Zickery cardigan. Every project I'm working on is in here. And then also like my video notes, so what I want to talk about. So that's wonderful. And then my final notebook, see, it's like, she's thick, but this notebook is my sketch, kind of my sketchbook. I've been keeping my 4-leaf clover collection taped in here. And I've also been just like collaging, which has been fun. Pretty creative, like I have like my yarn store planning mood boards and some journaling. So it's been really nice just to have like everything I need in this book. And I've been really enjoying it so far. I'm like kind of obsessed with journals and buying new notebooks because I love just like having pages to write on or draw on. But I have so many notebooks that just kind of like, I feel like this need for them to be special, like this one is special. It has like, only when I write things that are like profound and deep, they go in this book. But like, I've kind of been realizing that's dumb. Not only am I wasting all of these notebooks, but I am not utilizing them in a way that's actually helpful for me. And something like this has been really beneficial because I can do all of the things. I can sketch, I can journal, I can like take notes, my to-do lists, everything I need has been here, which is just really, really a game changer for me. So beyond that, I will begin with my plentiful knitting updates, whips, finished objects, acquisitions, all the stuff. First, I will start with my whip updates. So I have been, let's see, the oldest one I would say is this Olga sweater. I started the Olga sweater, I started it maybe January. I have gotten pretty far. I split for, nope, yeah. I think I just joined in the round. I don't work on this as much as I would like to, and the reason is because, so I'm using Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the color Soot. I had this, I bought as much as I could. There were only 9 skeins, and it wasn't quite enough. I was going to make something for my husband, John, but there wasn't quite enough to make a sweater for him, so I decided to use it for this instead. And then the light stripe is Harrisville Designs. Their Shetland in the color Sand. It is like 450 yards per cone. And the reason that I don't knit on this very much is because this is extremely smelly. It smells so strong, like spinning oil. It's like almost like gasoline at the pump. It's like just enough that it just makes my head hurt. So I have not been knitting on this quite as much as I would like to. But I am really looking forward to having this garment. I did make a swatch and the smell seemed to wash out in the swatch that I made. So it should be fine when I block it. It won't be as smelly, but makes it really hard to knit on. I probably should have taken the yarn off of the cone and washed it, like balled it up, or made hanks and then washed it. But I didn't want to do that because it's a lot of yarn on a cone. So I am just dealing with it. You may be able to tell in my voice that I sound a little congested. I was sick like mid-April. It's been lingering, but I worked on this a lot when I was sick because I was congested. I couldn't smell, so it didn't bother me as much. But slowly but surely it's happening. The next whip that I have is the Finest Kind sweater by Alicia Plummer. I am making this for John. It is a bottom-up construction, and it's a moss stitch. It's kind of hard to tell because it's on all scrunched up on these needles, but I have not had him try this on yet, and I think I am going to do that before I go any further, just to make sure that the sizing is gonna work. And also just to take some measurements to see how long we want it. But obviously, like, I'll have him try it on as we go so that we know that it's long enough. But this is using Lion brand fisherman's wool that I got from Joann Fabrics before they closed. Sad, but this yarn is really nice. It feels pretty sturdy. I think it's gonna be like a good longer wearing garment. The last sweater I made him was in a fingering weight, and it is just kind of falling apart, as I kind of expected. But I'm really enjoying this, and I think that it's something that he's going to wear for a long time. So that is that one. The last whip that I've been working on all weekend is my King Salmon light sweater. It is the King Salmon by Boyland Knitworks, Caitlin Hunter, but in this, I'm using a sport weight. It's like almost fingering weight sometimes, but I'm really enjoying this. This is using the Primrose Yarn Co.'s Replay Sport that I got from Rhinebeck in 2024. I am a little bit worried about my tension. I'm not doing a great job, or I didn't do a great job at first. There's the little fish. I think it should block out, but I am a little bit just nervous about it, but I think it's really great. And I might have mentioned this before, but I'm going on a fishing trip in September, and I really want to have this done for a fishing trip because I think it would be really fun to wear, really fitting to wear. So it's going pretty well. It's just slow because it's a light gauge, and yeah, I'm excited about this one. So next, I have finished garments. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and I was able to finish it in the time that I was sick at home, and it just took a few days. It was really like a great, like, just fast project. But I made a bandana. This is the Buoy bandana by Shan Fran. I found it on Ravelry. Just like a simple bandana. I have like some leftover, the Harrisville Designs cone in the color teak. It's the Shetland that I used for my Zakuri cardigan. And so I made a little bandana out of it. And then it has a crocheted edge. This is my first time ever crocheting anything, but it's just a single crochet, so it's pretty easy. And I used just some leftover Blue Sky Fibers wool stock worsted that I had. And I love it. I think I'm going to make 100,000 of these. And I actually, because it's a really great way to use up scraps. And I did cast on another one. I'll show you. This is like kind of a whip and a finished object combined. So that one's a finished object. This one is, oh, my yarn's going everywhere. It's okay. I started another one in some leftover, I have the gold yellow is the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in ochre, the dark ochre, I think. And then the white is the Brooklyn Tweed Shelter wool stock worsted. I love this. I'm very excited about this one. I feel like I can make a bunch of these as gifts for people too, which would be really cool. The other finished object is my October sweater that I talked about in my last video. And I was nearly done with the last sleeve, but I did finish it and it's blocked. It's a little wrinkly because I folded it up when it was a little damp still. But it blocked out really nicely. It's like really nice and soft and puffed up a bit. I've finished it early April. I was able to wear it for Easter and I really love it. I think it's a great sweater. And I think I may end up adding some elastic thread in here in the neckline because I did use a cotton mixed with the sweater. The main color is wool and silk, Shetland Merino and Sari silk blend, and then cotton for the top and the sleeves and the hem. So I think I may end up adding some elastic thread in there just to kind of give it a little stability, because it does kind of move just as like a wide opening. But I do really love this. I think I don't have any current plans to duplicate stitch anything on it, but I think that's like something I'm gonna just kind of wait and see what feels right and decide what I want to put on there, and then I'll do it eventually. But that is that sweater. I love it. At the beginning of this video, I shared like a really nice little vlog of what I was doing this past weekend. I heard about a local, like a very small fiber festival, and I got an Airbnb that was like nearby. There's a really beautiful state park also that was like it was like a little triangle. Like the festival was here, the beautiful park was here, our Airbnb was here. And I wanted to turn it into like a little crafting retreat. And so I invited my friend Kim, and we had such a nice weekend. I have a lot of sewing plans in my head that I would like to do, but my house there's a lot of small areas. It's not conducive to laying out a pattern, cutting out fabric. And also with my cat around, anytime I put anything out, like if I lay down a towel to block something, if I put paper down to cut out a fabric, he is on top of it, and then he gets a little like crazy and he like pulls it up. So sewing anything in my house is a challenge. And Kim and I talked about bringing our sewing machines and doing just like sewing projects, which sounds crazy to pack up like all of our sewing materials and bring them to this other house for a weekend. But it was actually like much easier than I thought it would be. And it ended up being extremely, extremely rewarding because I was able to make an entire pair of pants. And I started also patchworking some fabrics that I have to make another garment. And it's like all of these things that I have had in my mind, just like sitting aside, like, I'll do that someday, I'll do that someday. And like being able to do it, and also, especially with the pants, being with someone who has more experience in sewing to like help me through it where I was stuck, or just like give me advice or whatever, was so nice. It was just such a wonderful time. Yeah, we did every single craft you could possibly imagine. We were sewing. Kim's been working on like a fitted vest, like a small vest that has like buttons down the front. And so we were sewing and then knitting, obviously. We would knit in the evenings and watch movies. And Kim got at the Fiber Festival a roving to spin wool. And so we were spinning yarn together. It just was like such a wonderful, wonderful time. And I highly recommend, if you're ever able to do it, just like splitting a little rental with your friends and doing a little crafting retreat, because it was like really inspiring. And I feel like I was kind of in a rut for a minute, and it really helped pull me out of it. So the Fiber Festival that we went to was very small. It was maybe 5 vendors, but they also had a shepherd's discussion panel. There was like a lot of local business support. There were just like a lot of really great people, some like open knitting circles, and we had a really nice time just going to the Fiber Festival. And then we went antiquing. We just like found any consignment thrift stores, antique stores, like in that town we were in and in the nearby towns, and just had like a really wonderful time. Like, it's everything I could ever ask for. I wish I didn't have to leave. I wish I could do that all the time, but obviously I can't. The sewing project that I made, so the pants were the All Day Culottes by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. It's a free pattern that they have. They have like a regular one, and then they have a version with pin tucks just around the edge of or like the bottom near the hem. And I just decided to do like this plain like straight leg. This was my first time ever sewing pockets, which was exciting, and I feel like really proud of myself for how well I did on this whole sewing pattern. So that was really nice. And then all of the fabric I used for that was a fabric that I got secondhand from we have like a local craft kind of consignment store. So I got that fabric from there. And also all of the fabric that I have been patchworking with is a mix of things I found at that consignment shop and things that my grandma was getting rid of. She used to quilt, but she is not able to do that anymore. So she had a ton, like bins of scraps. So I've been collecting and kind of like, I put all of the red tone ones together that I felt like went well together. And then I have a whole stack of blues. The blues I would like to sew a dress out of, like a patchwork, like spaghetti strap dress. I think I have the Hallen dress pattern. I don't remember the designer. But it's like a low back patchwork dress that I want to make with the blue tones. But the red ones, I'm thinking about doing another Matchy Matchy Sewing Club pattern, and it's I think it's, I don't remember the name of it at this point. I'll put it here. But it's another free pattern, just like a shirt, and I started patchworking everything to make the fabric, which then I will cut the pattern out of. And I'm really loving it so far. It's really, really cool. So that was like my sewing venture. I also knit like the King Salmon sweater. Most of what you saw, I think I've like done that much on the King Salmon sweater through the weekend. And then also, as far as spinning, my shoebox. I was able to finish spinning and plying the rest of this this wool I was gifted. This is, I have a little tag here. It's Kiara Wiggins. It's 50% Polworth, 25% flax, 15 alpaca, 10 tussa silk, and it's like this beautiful honey yellow. I really love it. It's like about a sport, sometimes a DK, but I feel like I'm getting really good at spinning and it makes me really happy. So that was exciting to finish that, which also leads me to a little bit of my acquisitions. When we were antique shopping, I was really looking on the hunt for old bobbins, like old spools that I could store my yarn on like this. And also, I got 2. Kim is borrowing the other one, but I wanted to have 2 so that I could more easily ply 2 yarns together, because the last time I plied the other little ball of yellow, I did a center pull ball, but it got so tangled that I spent like 4 hours trying to untangle the stupid ball. So I decided that I'm never going to do that again. And what I did instead was I put half of it on the spool, on one spool, and half of it on another spool, but Kim was borrowing the other one, so I used a toilet paper roll. But then I put them in this box and then I plied them together much more easily. And it was very fast. It was just a really, really great, smooth, seamless process. So I'm really happy that I found these spools, because we went to probably 5 or 6 antique stores, and these were in the last one that we went to. It was very, very hard to find, but they're like just wooden spools. So that was great, a great find. My other acquisition from the antique store is this beautiful mug that I'm using with mallards on it. Oh, well, it's got some tea in there. But my mallard mug is my new favorite mug. The shape is so cute, and I don't think it's like handmade. I think it's probably like a factory made, but I still think it's really cute, and yeah, I love it. Last acquisition from, so these are going to be the Fiber Festival acquisitions. I got, because I've been like really enjoying spinning lately, I've been kind of doing a little bit of research on and wanting to try supported spindle spinning. So I got this supported spindle from Apple Creek Farm, which is like a really local farm. Kim was telling me that this is like a magic wand. Like it's just so fun to get something like this that's like so wand-like. I have many little dishes that I have thrifted and acquired over the years, so I have plenty of dishes that I plan to use to support it, but I'm really looking forward to trying spinning on a supported spindle. I still have some pre-drafted of this, but also this whole bag of, it's 70% wool, 30% alpaca that Kim gifted me. And it's like this beautiful brown with some like honey brown streaks. So I think I'm going to try spinning on this with that, or maybe just, I have like a small bag from a class that I took like 2 Februaries ago. So that also is good, just like practicing wool, so I don't have to use stuff that I plan to actually knit with someday. that is one acquisition from the Fiber Festival. I also did buy some yarn. This farm is called Timeless Homestead, but thyme as in the herb thyme. I got this beautiful like brown and white marl, and it's called Northern Saw-Whet Owl, which I love. If you don't know this about me, I also have like an environmental science degree, and my husband is an environmental educator, and we are, he much more than I, but we're both birders, and so I thought it was like a cute little like Northern Saw-Whet Owl, like local reference, and I also really love the color. I think I'm gonna try to make socks out of this. It is a 100% Finn sheep wool. She was telling me about the sheep. She called them Dalmatian sheep, and she said that she separates the dark and the light and then spins them into this. So they are not dyed, it's just their natural colors. And also the like title for the yarns that she had was Fellowship of the Flock, which I think is really cute. Very cute. So I'm thinking, like both of these I have intentions to make socks with. These I want to make like a taller boot sock. And that's a fingering weight. I also got this DK, same farm. It is, the color is Black Bear. Same thing, Fellowship of the Flock. Oh wait. This is so funny. Okay, so it says Fellowship of the Flock, but then it has the names of the sheep underneath. That's why it says Fellowship of the Flock. So this one is from Amelia, and this one is from Tessa and Laurel. Very cute. But this is like a really, almost black, like really dark brown. It's just a really beautiful color. And this I also would like to make some socks out of. But this is a DK weight, so it'll be a little thicker. It's gonna be my year of socks. I'm gonna make socks. I'm gonna make socks. So that was it for my Fiber Festival weekend. Other acquisitions and kind of knitting plans are that I found this pattern for, it's called the Cranberry Dress, and the designer is Leah S. Designs. It's just like a V-neck, like 2-inch strap dress. It's like just above knee length. All the pictures I've been seeing are really cute with how people are layering them. And I've really loved all the pictures I've seen. So I want to make one of those. And I celebrated my birthday earlier this month. And for my birthday, I was gifted a gift card to a yarn store and then like a Visa gift card, which I used to buy all of the yarn for that dress. And I got cones, shocker. I just love cones because there's so much yarn and they're so much cheaper. And this one does not smell, but this is Harrisville Designs again. The Shetland, and this color is Cypress. It's like a really beautiful dark green, and it's got some like navy tones in there. But I got enough, like I didn't have to spend any of my own money. It was all gift card money to buy this yarn. And I've been really enjoying the Harrisville Designs Shetland because, like with my Zikuri cardigan, the physical weight of the yarn is nice and light. Like it doesn't feel like heavy, like it's weighing itself down. And I feel like for a garment like a dress, especially one where the straps are like just a 2-inch strap, I don't want it to be like heavy and like all of the weight pulls the straps down. I wanted it to be like more lightweight, good for layering, and I could use for multiple seasons. I felt like this yarn would be perfect for that. So this cone is 900 yards. I got 3 of them, which should be enough. I got a little extra because I want to make it a little bit longer, I think, at least to my knees, just about. So I should have enough to make it as long as I need. But as far as what I read from the pattern, it looks like you choose a different size for your bust and then your hips so that it is a little bit more like form-fitting, but it's not super tight. There is a little bit of ease. But I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really beautiful, and I like that color a lot that I chose. I think that's it. This wasn't quite as long as I was expecting, but it's a lot of information to put out there. But I hope you enjoy. I really enjoy making like more vlog style videos, so like everything from the beginning, the little clips from the crafting trip, it just feels really nice, and I like having them as like little memories of the weekend, and I hope you enjoy them. If you like watching these, like and subscribe, do all the things. I'd love if you want to comment things you're working on, or if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, please feel free to reach out. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying your spring. It's very rainy here. I'm choosing this corner because it's right by a window, but everything's been really gray and rainy today, so this was as bright as I could get it. Also, you'll see Peanut is here with me. She did go on our little crafting retreat. I just had her sitting at her desk here, but she really enjoyed her time too. And I really need to make her some clothes or something. I think I might make her like a matching bandana. Maybe a matching little cranberry dress. That would be cute. But yeah. See you later. Bye.